Hello friends, Sir Havoc here. Welcome to this episode of Pathway to Unicum. This episode is about the art of DeTracking. We will break this down into three bite-sized chunks. Firstly, DeTracking, closely followed by broadcasting your target, then destroying your enemy. So, DeTrack, broadcast, destroy. So let's start with DeTracking. So why would you like to DeTrack your enemy? What benefit does it have for you? Well, first and foremost, when you DeTrack an enemy, they have a choice of whether to use their repair kit or not. If they don't, they face death, and if they do, it denies them the use of that repair kit later on in the game, where they may need it to repair a gun or an engine. Secondly, it immobilizes them, making them a sitting duck for you and your teammates. The third reason you would go for the DeTrack is you can often still penetrate and damage your enemy whilst DeTracking them, so you actually lose no benefit of going for the tracks, because if you can immobilize them and damage them at the same time, why wouldn't you prefer to do that other than just go for the shot? The fourth reason you would go to shoot the tracks off your enemy is because you can actually protect yourself by doing that. If you have a tank coming over a hill and you're sitting under his gun depression, you can simply shoot his tracks off as he comes over and defend yourself by killing him and shooting him up through the floor. And I have an example of that later on in the video. I also, if you've got a tank coming around the corner at you, you can shoot his tracks off before he can get his gun round the corner, and then again you can just peck him to death and he can't even hit you, and I've got an example of that later for you as well. The fifth reason why you would want to DeTrack your enemy is because all the damage done to the enemy whilst it's DeTracked you get a share of. So not only do you get the damage that you do yourself, but when you DeTrack him, your teammates damage him, you share the XP for that damage as well. So you get double bubble. That's enough of the why, let's now talk about the how. So the best place to shoot if you want to DeTrack a tank is on the front and the rear drive wheel. They're the two little cogs that drive the tank, the front and the rear one. Failing that, you can shoot any of the drive wheels, but remember that tank tracks have hit points, so if you shoot it once and it doesn't go, just shoot it again and keep shooting until it does go. If you cannot hit the drive wheel, hit the track square on. I've often found that works a lot of the time. I try to hit it between the track and the tank itself. And remember, once you've got the tank tracked or DeTracked, keep him DeTracked. Keep him doing damage until he dies, or until your friends can assist you. Now that you've got the tank DeTracked, it's time to tell your team that he is DeTracked. So you simply do that by broadcasting the target. This can be done by pressing T whilst holding your mouse cursor over the tank. If you don't want to use the T, you can simply go into the control menu and change that for a different button, such as the side mouse button. This is especially useful in team battles, but good practice in random matches too. It gives those players on your team who are aware a chance to rain some fire down on your immobilized victims. It also helps out those that aren't fully aware on your team, that those players that don't have a lot of battlefield awareness, gives them a chance to ping them, see the map being pinged, and look for the tank that you've DeTracked. However, please do not spam the broadcast, it will only serve to distract your team. 1 or 2 broadcasts is enough for those on your team who will take note. The only thing left to do now is to destroy the immobilized tank. But don't be too hasty. Remember, there is still the rest of the enemy team out there, and there is a good chance you are now spotted. Your priority is to keep him immobilized until you or your teammates can finish him off. But remember the first 3 parts of the series. Stay alive, remain effective, and peekaboo. It might be necessary to pull back in between shots and pull forwards when you're reloaded. Remember, play like a pro, because that is where you are heading. Now it's time to sit back, relax, and look at these clips individually and see how this lesson can be used effectively, and how you can instantly bump up your score, improve your game, and make a difference. In this clip I didn't need my teammates' help. I clipped the tank, and then finished him off with the next shot of my clip. I encountered this T-34 whilst in my Type 64. I DeTracked him from the rear drive wheel, and not only could he not shoot me, but he was just a sitting duck for me to finish off. Easy points, just because I DeTracked and kept him DeTracked. And this is what you should be looking to do. How frustrating must it be for him not being able to reverse and take me on. This French autoloader meets an untimely end. I pick my shot well, get the DeTrack, and my teammates can finish him off before my second shot of my clip is loaded. It is often a good idea to DeTrack arty, preventing them from turning round and one-shotting you with their derp cannons. I encounter this church with my T-43 Russian medium tank. I keep him tracked and make him dead. You'll notice that even I sometimes forget to broadcast my targets in the heat of battle. In the next clip, a T-54 is harassing our eastern flank. He is threatening to overtake the flank, and if I miss one shot it could mean the death of me. As you can see, I'm below his gun depression. I shoot his track, he repairs, I shoot it again, and then I finish him off with the last shot of my clip. This KV-1 did not stand a chance as I DeTracked him as he came round the corner. I pulled back, making sure he couldn't hit me. Earlier in that same game, I encountered a T-150. It was the heaviest tank on the enemy team. I DeTracked him, and he wasn't even aware of me as I pecked him to death. I went on to get a Radley Walters medal in that game, which means I got 9 kills. In this clip, I DeTrack an enemy T-57, and before I can get there to finish him off, my friends do the job for me. I DeTracked this IS a number of times, trying to prevent him to shoot me and my teammates that are trying to get a position around the rear of him. As you can see, I get my peekaboo just a bit wrong there. As my friend Dutch moves round the rear, I need to get round to stop him from spinning his tank around to hit him. When Dutch decides to hide behind the carcass of a deadly tank, I think it's time to finish the IS off with some ramage. Surprisingly enough, it took 2. That concludes this episode of Pathway to Unicum, the art of DeTracking. So, let's just go over that one more time. DeTrack your enemy, shooting the front or rear drive wheels. Broadcast your enemy by you pressing T and holding the cursor over the tank, or setting it to a button of your choice. And finally, destroy your enemy, keeping him DeTracked until either yourself or your teammates can kill him off. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already done so, please look at my other videos. There are already 3 more of this series, which is the art of staying alive, the art of remaining effective whilst taking early heavy damage in a game, and the art of peekaboo. I also have various tank reviews, and I'm starting to do some gameplay analysis of my subscribers. I hope you enjoy my videos. If you like, please give me a little thumbs up like button, and if you like, you could subscribe too. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye for now. Sir Havoc, signing out.